So really, where do we start with this group of all of you that just did something in the last 3 days that I don't know that I've ever seen in my career? Really remarkably impressive of what you guys did. And I can't tell you the number of people that are asking me, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? So for those of you that are new to the team, I'm just going to go through some numbers really quickly just to give you an idea of what's possible. Now, what I want you to know first and foremost, whether you're watching this live or you're watching the recording, is that the results that you're about to hear about are people who have put in a lot of time and a lot of hard work, and they've developed skills and they've done personal growth and they've gotten to events and they're on almost every single call, and they've been very, very coachable, and they've taken radical, dramatic action on a consistent basis. Okay, that's the first thing that I want you to hear loud and clear. It's so important that you hear that, because one of the things that I'm unwilling to do inside of our organization is perpetuate the myth and the lie that says that when you come into network marketing, you're going to make millions of dollars and it's going to be easy and you don't have to do anything to get there. And that's ridiculous and it's irresponsible. We don't do that here at all. And this team is a huge representation of that. So here's what happened. Okay, here's what happened. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to read a list of names because there were so many that I don't want to risk leaving anyone out, okay? But we had people this week in the last 3 days that went manager, director, and executive. And that is an exquisite, incredible achievement. Just going consultant is something worth celebrating. It's your first couple of steps on a journey that you're about to hear about in terms of where it can go and what it might be able to do for you, your life, and your family, okay? So we had people that went consultant, manager, director, and executive. And then we had some people go 1-star. Now, to put that in perspective, here's what that means. When someone is a 1-star, they're cycling anywhere from 10 times a week to 19 times a week. And when you stretch that out over the course of a year, that's anywhere from, and forgive me, I'm doing this in dollars, I don't have it in euros or pounds. That's anywhere from $28,000 to $53,000 a year in supplemental income. For some people, that is a full-time income, making that kind of money. For a lot of people, that's a full-time income. So for those of you who went 1-star and just gave yourselves anywhere from a $28,000 to a $53,000 raise this year, potentially, congratulations. How does that feel? Let that sink in. And then there were people who went 2-star, okay? And 2-star is one of my favorite ranks, and I'll tell you why. When you're paid as 2-star, you're earning anywhere from $50,000 to $109,000 a year, potentially, as a 2-star. Now, one of the things I like to show people when I talk about money and isogenics and network marketing is talking about it from the perspective of an asset. And I remember having this conversation with Mikey at the gym, and it really opened his head in a whole different way, because we talked about it in terms of real estate and in terms of assets. You remember that conversation, Mikey? Right? So here's what it would be. If I had $1 million securely invested in the bank, okay, earning me a 5% return, which I think we can all agree, no bank is giving a 5% return on anyone's money, no chance. But that would yield about $50,000 a year, right? We can all agree on that math. $1 million in the bank, 5%, $50,000 is what it'll have paid you out over the year. So what that means is when it comes to leveraged and retention-based income as a 2-star in network marketing, that's like taking, from an asset perspective, that's like taking $1 million and dropping it in the bank. Go like this if you just had a new realization about how the money actually works here, okay? Just huge. Okay, so congratulations to our 2-stars. And you got to ask yourself the question, right? Like I asked myself the question. There are people in this world who make $60,000 a year, say 50,000 euros a year. They live a nice life, but they work 70, 80 hours a week, right? Maybe there are people that make 150,000 euros a year, but they work 120 hours a week. They're stressed out all the time. So one of the questions you have to start to ask yourself is, well, where would I be happier? That's how I used to think. Where would I be happier? Would I rather be making, say, $60,000 a year, working my own hours, maybe 20, 30 hours a week, enjoying my free time? Or would I rather make 6 figures, having no time to myself, having no quality of life? Well, I tried both. I like quality of time. So for those of you that went 2-star, consider the income that does for you in your life on a consistent basis. Again, consistent. So congrats to those that went 2-star. And those of you who went 2-star, again, picking up those bonuses. Congratulations. Then we had some people that went 3-star. Okay, let's just talk about 3-star for a second. When you're paid as 3-star, That's 40 cycles a week. That's anywhere from $112,000 to $165,000 a year. That is a serious six-figure income. We have people who just went 3-star who have been with us for less than 2 years. We have people who just went 3-star who have been here for a couple of years. Here's what I can tell you for sure is that anyone that went 3-star recently was here within less than 5 years. And show me a corporate profession where in just 5 years or under 5 years, you're gonna have a six-figure income. Not too many places you can do that. That's a real six-figure income, guys. That's amazing. Let it sink in for you. For those of you that achieved that, let it sink in, like breathe it in, feel into it. How does it feel? And for those of you that are new and just kind of taking a look at this journey, how does it feel to consider that proposition that there are people on this call with no experience whatsoever in this industry who've been willing to put in the time and the work? And that's not going to happen for everybody, guys. That's a six-figure income. Here in the United States, for example, only 9% of the population earn a six-figure income or more. I don't know if it's the same in Europe. It might be around the same. But here the difference is it's a level playing field. Now, we also had some people who said, I don't want to stop at 3-star. I'm just going to jump from 2-star to 4-star. We had some star jumpers. It's like Marvel. It's like the comics, right? We had some star jumpers. People just jumping through different timelines and stuff. Now, 4-star is pretty ridiculous, guys. 60 cycles a week. 60 cycles a week is anywhere from $168,000 to $278,000 a year. And I want you to see this, so let's just do this. I'm just going to really we're going to really bring this in for you guys. Okay. I want you to see these numbers because I want to celebrate the people that created this. Is that okay? Do we celebrate? Okay. We can see that. Put it on spotlight view if you can't. So 4-star, 168,000 to 2, like what? And what are we doing? What are we getting paid for if you think about it? Getting world-class products into people's bodies, helping people get healthy, helping people earn money from home. Remarkable. Congratulations. 4-star. Big deal. And for some of those, and some of you that hit 4-star again, picking up the second half of that bonus of an extra $4,000. We're not joking around. This is not playing around in the kiddie pool. This is like the real deal. Pretty amazing. And then we had some other people that decided to show off and go 5-star. Go 5-star. That's $20,000 a month if you're paid consistently at 5-star. Like, that's earth-shattering, life-changing, puts you close to banging up against being in the 1% of income earners. That's pretty rare air. Pretty rare air. A couple of 5-stars. Congratulations. Show some love. Guys, I like it. Anyway, I'll come back to that part. And then we had somebody that had the audacity to go to 7-star. The audacity to go to 7-star. $557,000 to $693,000 a year. 7-star. Now, I'm not going to name names, but that's a lot of nutrition plans to sell to make that. That's a lot of bodybuilding competition plans to sell. Oh, guys, we went on a walk yesterday with our good friend CG, who you guys had with you. And we're constantly celebrating you over here. We just brag about all of you all the time, texting everybody, texting Sharon Walsh, texting Kathy Coover, another director, another manager, another executive. Families' lives changing. The small money, the big money, the small money that is big money, right? The small money that is big money. How many of you drop a 3 or 4, drop a 3 in the chat box if you've made what small money that's big money for you right now in your life? Some of you saw me post about a story. I didn't want to say who it was, but there are people on this team experiencing massive oxygen masks from the small money being big money. Some of you finally hit a rank or an advancement after spending 3 or 4 years wondering, is this ever going to happen for me? Am I ever going to break through? Is this really, can I really do this? You're witnessing a lot of that on this team too. But what you're really seeing is the evolution of, and this is what we talked to CG about. CG said, Zach, what do you think it is about the Europeans and the Brits that are doing this? And people ask me that a lot. And here's what I share with them. I share, one, that you guys inherently demonstrate on a daily basis how much gratitude you have for the opportunity you've been given. Don't ever lose sight of that. Don't ever lose sight of that. The next thing is what Michelle actually just said in the chat box. From day one, and some of you that have been around from the beginning, you'll recognize this, you'll remember this. From day one, whether I was there with you or Eden was there with you or we did it on a Zoom, from day one, you've always heard me say, stay together. Stay together. Lean on each other. There's going to be drama. There's going to be conflict, but stay together. Stay unified. And you guys have done that. You stayed together. So it's really special to watch. The other thing that you guys have done is that everyone has done this in different ways. You guys have taken the system that was provided for you and you've used it in ways that make sense for you, for your communities, for your teams, and that's been beautiful to watch. But most importantly, all of you have been so coachable from day one. And this is the result. So here's what I want to make abundantly clear. This is really important. For those of you that are watching some of these and hearing some of these big numbers, huge success stories, massive, what I want you to understand is that this was not by accident. These people did not get lucky. Now, is it possible that they had some orders that fell into their laps and some people say yes that they never thought were going to say yes on a run like this? Absolutely. I guarantee that happened. Go like this if that happened for some of you, where some people came out of the woodworks, people from a year ago, 2 years ago, all of a sudden just drop. Where is that coming from? But make no mistake, that is not luck. That's not luck. That's the compound effect of staying consistent and building their businesses and following up with people. But more importantly, by sending a message loud and clear that says, I'm open to receiving, I'm open to creating, I'm open to serving. It's learning how to hold the space of possibility. And so that's what you just witnessed this group do. And it was incredibly intentional. There are remarkable leaders who stepped up on this call and created different campaigns and different communication avenues and different ways of saying things and different flyers and whatnot to help everybody. So make no mistake that this was not an accident. It was very intentional. And I hope that all of you, please just go like this and give yourselves a pat on the back. Please, I'm not joking, pat on the back. See, this looks funny. It seems silly. Like, why would I ever pat myself on the back? But guess what? Guess how the law of attraction works? The way the law of attraction works is very simple. What I focus on expands. What I say I deserve, I will receive more of. What I recognize in myself, I'll continue to attract to myself. So what happens when I say good job, good job, good job? Guess what? Cellularly, quantum physics wise, it's not woo, it's not new agey. I'm literally just saying to the universe, thank you, saying to God, thank you. I'm ready and open to receiving more. Thank you, thank you. Good job, good job, good job. Nothing wrong with a pat on the back. Okay. Now comes the tricky part. Now comes the tricky part. All of the adrenaline, all of the emotion, all of the excitement, all of the highs, all of the lows from this week. And tomorrow starts a new day. And so what do we have to do? Some of you have heard me say this before, some of you haven't. Guess what it means? Guess what it's time to rely on? The old philosophy. That's right, Lisana. Chop wood, carry water. But more importantly, while we're chopping wood and carrying water, high lows, low highs. So celebrate your success, honor yourselves. And if you didn't have the week that you thought you were going to have, honor yourself. High lows, low highs. It's okay. Be honest with yourself. Did I put in the time? Was I intentional? Was I cultivating my list? Have I been planting, or was I just hoping to get lucky? And you have to be honest with yourself about that. And that's okay. And there's nothing wrong with it. Because the results you see, the results that we just celebrated, again, were not an accident. They were not an accident, but high lows and low highs. Now, the other thing to pay attention to is, how might I be sabotaging myself coming out of this week? Some of you are going to feel like, I need to get all of my notes organized. I need to clean my house. I need to do this. I need to do that. Pay very close attention as to whether or not that might be a form of sabotage. Others of you are going to think, oh my God, I just crushed that thing. Like, no big deal. Like, I'm good. Patterns of sabotage. Make sure you pay attention to your blind spots. What could I have done differently? Who do I need to connect with? Am I duplicating coming out of this? The next thing that's going to happen is we saw a peak. So automatically there's a very high probability that your cycles this week are going to be lower. You just had people that, you have customers that moved up auto ship orders that are going to push things back. Of course, it's a very natural buying habit, right? You're going to see a fluctuation. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. Don't let it get in your head. How many of you, the veterans, how many of you drop a 6 in the chat box if you know what I'm talking about? And that's a worthwhile thing to pay attention to. It's going to happen. You're going to look at your cycle and be like, oh my God, I don't understand. Well, that's just very natural dynamics. There was a huge influx of people and a huge reversal of orders that came in, right? So it's very natural that most likely this next week could be a little bit less than what you did this week. That's okay. But pay attention for patterns of sabotage. Go celebrate, but not too much. Pay attention to patterns of sabotage. It does you no good to wake up tomorrow, to wake up on Tuesday morning and be really hungover. Does not serve you because you have a team now. There's a big, you got work to do. Guess what? Everybody, now is when it starts. Now is when the work begins. Now is when the work begins. And what is that work? It's honoring, it's cultivating, it's nurturing the harvest that just got reaped. But guess what else it is? Starting a new field, starting to plant again. Get back out, plant more seeds. And that's the cycle. And that's what we do. So pay attention to those things. Pay attention to those things. Pay attention if you find yourself agitated, annoyed by your partner, by your spouse, by your friends, pay attention. Pattern of sabotage. Come back to center. Rituals, routines, journaling, gratitude, time for yourself in the morning, even if it's 10 minutes for those of you that are really busy parents. I don't know what that's like, but I've observed it in a lot of parents. Find some time, get grounded. Get grounded. Get grounded, stay grounded. But here we go. I mean, what more can I say? Like, I think just thank you all for trusting us enough to stay stuck in. And for those of you that are new, like, welcome to the family. This is how we roll. I'm just so happy for all of you and so proud of all of you. And if you're on this call, it means you're in action, you're moving forward. Do not in any way, shape, or form allow what you see happening for some of these people to take away from what you have access to in your own life right now. Don't assign meaning to it at all. At all. There's absolutely the ability for you to exist in the space of, I'm brand new and I know what I want. And I can honor and celebrate and see the path that's been laid before me by some of these other people. And I can see that as a possibility. And for those of you that are growing, developing, and rank advancing and making what I know, because I've had conversations with all of you, is life-changing money, life-changing freedom that you're experiencing. Remember the paradox of success. And I've shared this with you before, I think, but in order to become successful, you have to forget where you come from. You do. You have to forget all the limiting stories. You have to forget all the lies that you've told yourself. You have to forget all the lies that you've been told. You have to forget all your conditioning, all the negative self-talk. You have to forget all of that, all of it. And in order to remain successful, you got to remember where you came from. You got to remember where you came from. all the no-shows, all the rejections, all the challenges you overcame, the difficult relationships decisions that you made.